Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spreading the Nerd, episode 22. I'm your host, Clint Coombs, and of course, my co-host, Rick Davis. How are you, sir?
Doing well. How you doing? Glad to be
I'm
through
good.
the week. This is a long ass week.
It was a long one. It was an all right one, but I'm tired. I'm tired.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got some hot cocoa with
But
marshmallows.
there you go. A
And
little bit
we're
later,
gonna.
I might throw some apple cider in the microwave. Have some hot apple cider.
Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. You now randomly, you haven't had an apple cider donut, right?
That is correct. I
'Cause I know we
didn't
said
even know it
something
was a
on
thing
Discord.
until you talked about it like 2 weeks ago.
You're missing out. Missing out, sir.
Yeah, I
So good.
might have to dig into that.
Yeah, maybe I'll send one you overnight with Cumberland Farm pizza.
I will consume both.
Oh my god, I wouldn't put that on you. I would not put on. Oh god.
What happens if I
Um,
try this and I'm actually just like you and Nissa are crazy? This shit's good.
if
What then?
I honestly like, I am all for people having their opinions on things and liking certain things. If someone tells me they like Cumberland Farm pizza, there is a hard, I am judging you as a person. Like something is wrong with you, psychologically.
Well, there's only one way to know, I suppose.
Oh God, let me see. So, what have you been up to this week? Playing anything or?
Been playing a lot, actually. I got quite a few things to
Okay, all right.
discuss today. But before I get into that,
Oh,
I want to do a shameless plug, not for myself, but
okay,
a little
okay.
something showed up today. Prism Fallen Relic. It is a new book by, as you see, Patrick Shields.
Okay.
I'm going to guess that nobody in this chat other than Nissa and Silken It know what this is.
Okay.
But this is the new book by a gentleman known by the handle of Elu from Season Gaming. He wrote it,
Oh,
and they were advertising. I was like, you know what? That sounds fancy. I'll give it a shot. And minor little thing, but I was flipping through it. I'm not going to read it yet, obviously, because I'm still reading Murtag, but I don't know how this will show up. But
no, it's
I,
coming
I,
across.
I actually really dig the font and
Yeah.
stuff like that it's in it. And I even sent him a message on Twitter, and I said like, hey, dude, whoever your like publisher and stuff like that, props to them, man. This is really high quality printing.
Yeah,
And
that looks nice.
as minor of a thing as that is, it makes for a more pleasant
Oh, definitely.
read.
Definitely.
And
Hey, Chris, nice to see you here,
so
sir.
I will be, like I said, I got a long way to go in Murtag, but once I finish that, I'll be diving into this, and we'll then give opinions. I believe he said it is a sci-fi book, but I cannot be sure of that. It says
Nice.
a coming. This is the thing on the back. A coming-of-age story in a realm similar to our own, where Alex discovers a secret legend that promises to change everything he knows. Setting off on an epic journey, Alex and his friends encounter wondrous treasures and revelations about their world. But will they realize the truth to saving all they hold dear before it is too late? And I believe he said that this will be the first in a series. It's not a one-off.
Okay.
But so I'm actually kind of. I wanted to make sure I pointed this out. I know Nissa bought a digital version on whichever Kindle. I don't remember which one she used. And I see Silken It said he wants to get it, but you know, he has his old credit card issues still. But I wanted to make sure to call that out. Elu is a
like
very nice guy from what little interaction I've had with him in the chats. But okay, Nissa says it is part of a 5-book series. This is the first. This is the first one, right? I want to make sure I'm not starting in the middle of the series here. I thought he said this was a new one, but that's all.
Yeah, and just I know we kind of put it in chat, but just for Chris, yeah. So we decided last week that we would put on a contest of now the nominees are out. We will guess what we think is going to win each one, and whoever has the most points, we've got a tiebreaker at the end. If we tie, and whoever gets the most points gets to buy the other person a game that they want.
You said that wrong. Whoever has the most points has a
Games,
game
right?
purchased by you made it sound like they're buying the game for the other person. No, the other
Oh
person's
yeah,
buying a game for them.
yeah. So when Rick loses, he will be purchasing me a game, and he will have to eat ketchup, chips, chips dipped in ketchup, mind
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Don't worry. That now that that little bit of info was added, I guarantee you, I'm committed to winning this.
I did like if you watched last week's episode, you can see the moment Rick
When
realizes that
realization
it
was
wasn't ketchup flavored
yeah,
chips.
yeah,
It
it was
was
yeah,
chips dipped in ketchup. And the moment of
yeah,
realization couldn't have been any better.
yeah.
Oh
You could
goodness.
say realization or horror, both would be applicable in this case.
Oh
That
god.
being said, with that being said, I believe this would be a good time to get our first listener question. I believe it was it Baden that sent
I
that
think it was
one,
Baden, yeah.
or yeah, I don't think it was Matt. I think it was Baden.
Wrong Discord. Questions for the show. Yeah, Baden. Ignoring the atrocity that is chips and ketchup, what are some of your favorite odd food combinations? I've got one right off.
I say I
Okay.
do as well. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to?
I've got two, so
I'll go
and
first
they're
then.
kind of the same thing.
Yeah, then you can do yours
But
together.
go ahead.
So this is going to be weird, but full disclosure, I discovered this by accident,
Okay.
and I have told people about it. And after they go, "That's weird," but I'm going to try it. Everyone has later come back to me and said I was right because I was.
You might like ketchup and chips.
No, I'm sure I won't. So hear me out here.
I'm listening. I'm waiting.
You get your buffalo sauce. Let's say on a buffalo chicken, sandwich or whatever. Got to get that mayonnaise on there. Weird combination.
No,
works
I'm,
perfectly. It works perfectly.
I'm all right with that. I'm okay with it.
I think I don't remember how it came about. It was a bit of an accident. I do remember that. I think that like I was getting a years ago getting a one that had probably blue cheese dressing, and I think I inadvertently got mayo instead of blue cheese dressing.
That would have pissed me off.
Because to be clear, I can't stand blue cheese dressing. I think it's disgusting.
All right.
Yeah. And yeah, I was like, oh man, like, and so long as a buffalo chicken sandwich has like actual hot sauce as opposed to like a dry rub or whatever. Oh yeah, that's got mayo on it every time. Try it. I'm telling you, everybody, give it a try.
I can
get a little bit, put it on the end of your thing, a bite into it.
I can get
if you
behind
don't
it.
like it, I will be surprised. And you have bad taste if you don't like
it. Nicole in chat, peanut butter on grilled hot dogs.
I'm gonna call bullshit on this because I can genuinely say I've never seen her eat that. So
she does it in hiding, like
well, she better do it in hiding.
Doesn't want to be judged by you.
Yeah, well, she would be judged mightily. I can tell you that much.
I know my daughter puts maple syrup on her hot dogs sometimes, and I'm like, I love maple syrup, but not on a hot dog, like bun and all.
Oh, that is
weird. So mine does actually involve peanut butter, but instead of a peanut butter and fluff sandwich, it's peanut butter and barbecue sauce. For one. Yeah, I know. I know.
Barbecue sauce?
Someone told me that. Someone told me that, and I had the same reaction. And then I was like, you know what? I will. I'll try it just once.
Sausage. Like, sausage is different than hot dog. Soaking it.
Sausage, like
syrup,
breakfast sausage.
Syrup and
definitely.
sausage. Yes.
Definitely.
That's totally different.
Yep. And then my other one is it's actually not too. I don't know if it's just a thing around here. I haven't seen it anywhere else. Peanut butter BBQ.
If that right there doesn't tell you what an atrocity that suggestion is, I don't know what does. There is nothing in the English language that should have the same letter next to itself 3 times.
Oh, God, maybe I should rechange my name for that. So chicken wings, mix peanut butter with like grape jelly, mix it all up together like a sauce, toss the chicken wings in it.
I don't like it, but I'll allow it. I'll allow it more than the friggin' barbecue. Oh God, that's horrible.
let's I'm trying to think of anything else. Hold on, I'm redoing my my name here because why not for the memes?
Oh, I think I need to do co-host. I don't know if I can
There we
carry on
go.
with this
There it is.
anymore.
For the memes. I'm trying to think about anything else. I don't know in Pennsylvania.
I want to point this out. The views of the co-hosts here do not reflect those of the show itself. Okay, continue.
God. Speaking of peanut butter, French toast with syrup and peanut butter on it. I have had that.
No, that I have no issue with. That's a far better
Solid.
take than potato chips with freaking ketchup on them.
I'm trying to think of something. Oh,
Good
do
Lord.
you have fluff? Do you have fluff out there in Pennsylvania? I know it's a New England thing, but
see, I have no idea. But I think I know what it is. Is it more or less like?
it's like a marshmallow spreadable. So you take peanut butter and put marshmallow. It's called a Fluffernutter, and it's just fluff
Okay.
peanut butter with marshmallow.
I do not.
Very good.
I'm not the biggest marshmallow fan. I never really
not
have
really
been.
me either, but I'll have a good s'mores or something like that for sure. Peanut butter and
I
Nutella
also
on toast. That's
do not
fine.
care for the musical artist Marshmallow either, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, doesn't do anything.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know anything he even does. But
aren't potato chips just flattened dried French fries? Chris,
no, damn it! Anyhow,
it's not
no,
wrong.
they are not the
It's not
same.
wrong.
They are cooked different.
There's
if your French fry goes when you eat it, don't eat that French fry. Don't eat that French fry.
That's been sitting at the bottom of the McDonald's fryer for 3 months.
All right, Ellery's making allies in the chat here. We can't be having this. We cannot have
stop.
this.
We need to move on.
We're gonna have to start putting a.
Let's see.
We're gonna have to start limiting who can come in here and who can't. Moving forward.
And then Matt in Discord said, "What is everyone's favorite open world / sandbox game?"
Well, I was going to wait to get to those because we haven't got to the questions yet.
Okay.
All right. We can answer if you want. I just was going to wait on those till.
No, do you want to talk about what we've been playing, then do another question?
Sure. Do you want to go first?
All right. So what have you been playing besides the book that you?
Well, I've only opened it to literally look at the letters on it, so I haven't read that at all. I've actually been playing a good bit because there's quite a few things I wanted to report in on as of this week's episode. So we'll start simply, and I believe something that potentially you can chime in on yours as well, which would be Star Wars Outlaws version, whatever the hell it is, 1.004 or whatever the number is, update, as well as PS5 Pro patch. Okay, so we'll start with just the update. Don't worry, that's next.
It's coming.
That's next. I believe you definitely haven't played it, right? So I'd be the only one that has Stalker 2.
Stalker 2. No, I have not played it.
Okay. I've been playing a lot of the last 2 days. So back to Star Wars Outlaws. Okay, so I did end up restarting the game. I believe I had mentioned before that I was going to do that once this update was there. I figured I'd like to play as much as possible with the improved gameplay mechanics. And there are certain areas where I definitely do see pretty good improvement. The shooting definitely feels better. In certain areas, the AI is improved. It's certainly nowhere near what I would consider to be good, but it's improved. Apparently, they do grab cover and stuff now. In terms of the stealth, their cone of vision is still like Metal Gear Solid 1 version, where it's like, like they're blind directly next to themselves. But nonetheless, improvement, right? Obviously, I can't chime in on the DLC as I'm having restarted it nowhere near where I would even, I assume, get to where you even can do that. The Pro enhancement, essentially what this did is when you played it previously, you had quality and you had performance mode.
Mm-hmm.
You now don't have those. You have both. Like there's no selection.
It's just
there is no selection to make. It's just you automatically get the performance of performance mode with the graphical quality of quality mode, which also, to be fair, is slightly improved with this patch. They increased like some sharpness or something like that of some things. They also improved some of the lip syncing, although it's still not great by any means, especially compared to some of the other things that we have. I mean, Horizon, Last of Us, all those are obviously excellent. But very surface level early things. It's definitely an improvement over what it was.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't get to play it. I did grab it through the Black Friday sale, but the couple videos I've seen look a lot better for sure.
Nissa, I've actually always found the game to be pretty fun. You gotta know what you're getting with it. You know, you're not getting
Mhm.
anything of top quality by any means, but I like Kay. I think she's actually a fairly cool character. Nyx is awesome, and ND5, I believe his name is awesome. That's the commando droid that is also on the cover that wears a trench coat, which actually looks awesome on that kind of droid. Um, I never did play all of the planets because, again, I kind of dropped off fairly early when they announced all the updates coming. I didn't want to. I just decided at that point I'd kind of rather wait and play, the better versions. So basically, from what I played originally, I've been to, you start on Canto Bite very briefly, or Canto. Bite might
Yeah.
be the name of the city. I don't remember. Um, but basically, that's probably the single worst city in all of Star Wars movies, or planet. I mean, so the quicker you get off of that, the better. Because
Yeah.
in the movies, that was a solid 45 minutes that should have been just completely stripped out entirely because it served no purpose whatsoever. I have very strong feelings about Canto Bite in Last Jedi.
Yep.
But then the next planet is it Tashara? Is that what it's called? That was a
I
pretty cool
think
planet.
so.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
we're
pretty
too
cool
far
planet.
when
I
I
always like that.
initially started.
It's very like plains ish, right? Like like and then I had done a little bit of Kajimi, I believe is the name of it, which is also in Rise of the Skywalker. It's like the planet where it's like snowing. They're not in it for very long, but they are in it.
Yeah.
And that's another one of the smaller ones, kind of like Kanto, where it's not it's more or less a city that you're in as opposed to the whole planet. And I never actually went to Tatooine or to the jungle planet. I forget what the name of it is. It's like a Kara or something like that.
Mm.
But nonetheless, let me see Ubisoft game, which a lot of people
You
think is
kind
an
of gotta know what
insult.
you're getting into.
Which I don't find it to be an insult. I like Ubisoft games just
Yeah.
fine, and
Same.
let's be
Yep.
perfectly honest, the whole world did until it became cool to not like them, which is why they got
Yeah.
so popular and why that
Right.
model was imitated so much.
They still sell millions. So
But then the internet got a bug up their ass and decided they didn't like Ubisoft anymore, and it became cool to hate them.
right.
But yeah, so that's more or less my. I'll try to have more there. I just didn't have enough time to really kind of like dig into it as far as I would have liked.
Yeah.
Being as it only released yesterday, I didn't really have, too much time to put
Yeah.
into
I'm
it.
hoping to play it over the weekend, hopefully.
Mm. Um, do you want me to talk about Stalker, or do you want to go into whatever you're doing first?
Just to kind of piggyback on the Star Wars, because I got the fancy Pro as well there. So
I
I
don't see
tried
a
out.
disk drive on that.
It's there. It's
Oh,
there.
is it? Okay,
I
okay,
did put it on there. Yeah.
okay.
So I tried out a few games, but one of the things I want to was Star Wars Jedi Survivor. It looks phenomenal. It looks so good. I played it for about an hour earlier.
Don't tell that to the internet.
I mean, from what I played, I saw one instance of like some artificing at the bottom of a screen while it was loading, but honestly, to the naked eye, nobody's seeing this. I was looking because of the internet, and if I hadn't been looking, I would have chalked it up as a loading screen tear or something.
I played it briefly myself, but nowhere near where I could judge it because the area that I was, it was heading into a boss fight, and it's in the middle of like my playthrough that I was working on, which was on
Yep.
Grandmaster or whatever the highest difficulty is,
Yep.
and I fought him like twice and died, and I was like, all right, I'm not in the mood to play this right now. So
yeah, I started a whole fresh new game, so I'm in that first area where you get set free or whatever, killing the senator or whatever. Yeah, so on there I'm doing the performance mode, which is 1800p with ray tracing and at a
using
very
the pisser.
60. Yep, using the pisser, and I am perfectly happy with it. Yeah, and I was in the same boat, silking it. So I stopped Jedi Survivor when the game kept crashing on multiple points. It ran like crap in some areas. So I stopped, and I was like, maybe with the Pro I'll finally grab it. So I bought it on there, and I love it already. So much better. So much better. So yeah, I love it there. And then I played a little bit of Horizons Remaster, which for a remaster looks phenomenal.
Amazing.
It's just
That
crazy.
said, and this is not meant to be criticism because it's not. There is when you see them in motion, there's a definite increase in quality when, in Forbidden West, even compared to the remaster. Particularly in, did you notice what I was saying about NPC's hair? That doesn't look nearly as good as Aloy's.
Yeah, yep.
Which is okay. Which is okay. Because the reality is you don't even encounter that many characters outside of the very beginning.
I had also kind of forgotten about the first game a little bit in my mind or something. And I forgot about that first scene with Aloy and the berries. And I was like, I felt so bad for baby Aloy or for young Aloy. I was like, oh no, that was so sad. But yeah, I really haven't had too much time to put it through its paces, the Pro. So hopefully this weekend. Yeah. But
actually, that game in particular, I have played a good bit of. Not this week, but I've played it a pretty good bit ever since I got my Pro. And I think I'd mentioned on last week's episode that if you know what you're looking at on that, there's actually a pretty remarkable difference between even the whatever they call it, Pro performance versus regular performance or whatever.
Yep.
Like the image quality is significantly higher.
It's so good
compared to the regular version.
Yep.
And again, this is something, if you look at a screenshot, you are not going to see this.
You wouldn't know because
you have to see it in motion. You have to see it in motion.
And I was like,
and then you notice how much better it really does look.
Right. It looks good on YouTube, but you really you have to see it on a screen, like in front of you.
For sure. Good. But even more than that, specifically still screenshots don't show it at all.
No.
It's in motion is where you really do see it.
And I think, I don't know if it is. I want to say it is, but I think the remaster is in 120 hertz as well on the Pro. I think
it can be. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
So can Stellar Blade. It's got hi-fi.
Yeah, I played Stellar Blade for a couple hours.
High frame rate option. Yeah,
so good. Stellar Blade is amazing. I forgot how amazing that game was. Yes, that's pretty much it for me. World of Warcraft. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, Dragon Age Veilguard for me, blah blah blah.
I did play some Dragon Age Veilguard. I gotta put more time into it, of course, but I did play that for another probably like 5 or 6 hours this week, maybe just 5. But
I played it for about an hour prior to this, and I played it a little bit earlier in the week too. But when things started to come out this week, I kind of wanted to focus on those a bit, so it kind of got put on the back burner for a couple days. But I did mess with it a little bit here going into.
Facts.
Our show today. So,
yeah. So let's hear what you got to say about Stalker 2. I know we've talked a little bit about it, but I'm excited for it.
Okay, so I did a little bit of research on this. In that I played it initially on Xbox Series X and on my PC. I'll jump straight to the point and say if PC is an option, don't even try the Xbox version because it's not even comparable. If you are going to play the Xbox version, as of this moment, I would strongly suggest you do not play it in performance mode. Performance mode is very, very, very unstable in terms of the frame rate. Never, as far as I can tell, it doesn't particularly drop to below like the 40s. But the reality is, I'm sorry. I should have also said this. This is if you do not have a VRR capable television. Apparently, if you have a VRR capable television, for the most part, you're above the threshold where that can smooth it out. But if you don't have that, the frame rate is extraordinarily inconsistent. The game looks great, but in performance mode without a VRR, it is definitely pretty unstable. However, according to Digital Foundry, who I had to go based off of this because I haven't really messed with it much, quality mode is pretty stable. It maintains a pretty solid 30. PC, however, is like opening your eyes when you see it in comparison. It looks markedly better. It runs obviously markedly better. And I am balls deep in this game and no intention of pulling out because I dig it so much. I like the old Stalkers, but all the little like nagging issues that you had with the exception of the jank has more or less been ironed out here, where the Jake is back in full force. Like that hasn't gone anywhere.
It's part of the charm, though.
I mentioned to you, Stalker 2 is what soccer fans wanted the sequel to be. The sole exception of if you didn't want the jank, it's still there.
Right.
Chris, that is a difficult question to answer because I also love Metro, and those are two
Metro's so
very,
good.
very different games. Exodus is much closer to Stalker, but it's still not even close to the same thing.
Yeah.
It would be like comparing, say, Halo and Rainbow Six. Like they're so different.
I always
sorry. Chris,
No.
I'm going to assume based on you asking, you either have not played or you have not played much of it yet. And this is something that I've always kept mentioning, whether on here or on XEP, leading up to this, is I kept saying I really wonder what the general reception of this is going to be, because I think most people were going to play it not knowing what to truly expect out of it. And some people were going to love what they got, and some people were not going to like what they got. Because the people that were looking for Far Cry or Call of Duty, that's not what you're getting here at all. That's not what this game is. It's like half survival game, half open world first-person shooter, but with an intentionally like very slow and plodding and exploration heavy emphasis, right? With the point, like, you play Far Cry or whatever, and if you're good enough, you could shoot your pistol however long you have to do it and pop a headshot, right? It's not easy to do, but you could theoretically do it. That's really not even an option in Stalker. Like your pistol was genuinely only going to be valuable to, 100 yards or whatever, whatever the pistol itself might be capable of at that point. And it's not technically an RPG, but it kind of is an RPG without like regular levels and progression that way and stuff like that. It's more like as you get better, you start to explore further, and now you find better gear, you find better attachments for your guns and stuff like that. And it's awesome. I love it. I think the guns look and sound great in this, which was one of the biggest issues you could level at the original Stalker games, is the gun models were terrible. Like they were just they look really, really out of place. They may not look bad at their time, but they look really bad now, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are extraordinarily.
It's hard going back to it. One of those deals.
They are very detailed and very well modeled in this, and I like that. Like I have always found a gun model to be actually pretty important, and the amount of times when like a first-person shooter developer just kind of skimps on the gun modeling, it's like I would rather see the gun model be modeled well and maybe an enemy not look as good, because you're looking at the gun model all the time, right? But they put some definite care into this, which I remember leading up to it. They one of the very early, like after it was re-announced, and was it 2018? I think that they restarted production of it, development of it. One of the very early things that they showed, which was before they ever even show any gameplay, is they're like, hey, here's some. It was like the developer modeling program, right? They were showing how many different like gun models they had, and I want to say there's something like 25 or 30 different types of guns in this, all of which are, while not necessarily licensed guns, they're absolutely based on real guns, right? Like your starting pistol is a PKM, I think is what that's called. Then you get your AK, you got your AK-74. I've seen is it an LE-51, that bullpup rifle that was pretty big in like Rainbow Six? I've seen that. I've seen the G36. If you know, yes, and like they put a lot of attention to detail and
nice.
Like I know some people don't like this. I love the guns can malfunction and jam and stuff like that. That was one of the best things about Far Cry 2, and they dropped it because people didn't want to have to like maintain the weaponry. It's like that's part of it.
Yeah, no,
and like that's an important part of this. I had told you guys in the Discord, I had it happen once to me so far. For the most part, I've used weapons that I haven't had to pick up. I've either been given them or whatever, so they were in good condition. But I did have a sawed-off shotgun that I picked up, and I was in like this little like pond area, and a couple of the blind dogs were coming at me, and I went to shoot one. I was like, "What the hell?" I looked down, and the shotgun shell is like sticking out of the thing. I was like, "Oh, you son of a bitch!" And it's cool because it actually like the games are also quite difficult. I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty, which is probably not necessarily the best idea. But I will say I don't think playing this on easy is the way to go, because these games are meant to be difficult. Like, that is the point.
Yeah.
That is the point. Like, you are truly robbing yourself of part of this game if you're trying to set it on easy, because like learning to play it and learning to approach encounters differently and learning to, again, deal with a gun jam that you're not ready for is a part of it. And they're not impossible. They're not unfair. Well, it can be unfair on Stalker or whatever level it is that I'm playing, Veteran, whatever the hell it's called. But they're fair. It's just they're pretty relentless. They're pretty ruthless, and I like that about them. But
no, that's definitely one of the attractions for me.
It is genuinely a part of it. And I'm not being one of the, I'm not being a Souls fan gatekeeper. Like, that's not my intention. It's just, if you play this on easy and are running around at full speed shooting things, you're not playing Stalker. That's not the way these games are meant to be played.
Yeah, it's not how it's meant to be played. When you play it that way, sure. It's not.
If you don't like the game as it is, that's fair. But then that's not a series for you. However, this game, like I said, I cannot emphasize this enough. This is not meant to be Far Cry. You are not meant to be running into a camp and fighting 12 people at one time. You're supposed to be working around the outside, picking them off, trying to get them in positions where you've got the upper hand. Maybe you're trying to lure them into various anomalies. Your weapons compared to theirs is a major thing. Do you have an AK with a scope versus them having, they call it the Viper 5. It's basically just an MP5. You would obviously have distance that they wouldn't have, because it's obviously a gun meant for significantly harder range. And another major thing is, are they using body armor? Because certain guns are good against armor. Some, like the MP5, would be worthless against that unless you get lucky and pop a headshot. I love that about it. And I understand that's not for everybody, but that is what these games are. That's what they're meant to be. It's how they're meant to be played. They're not like Arma and stuff like that, but they're kind of a halfway point there, and that's what I like. I like that it takes a more realistic approach to gunplay, to how guns actually work and stuff like that. And I realize I kind of unintentionally went away from the question, but I really can't compare them because they are very, very, very different. Metro kind of came about because of the dissolution of GSC Game World. I think that's what happened. I think a lot of 4A games developers actually were originally part of the old GSC Game World before they folded. And then when that group started to work on the original version of Stalker 2 that got canceled, a group of them split off to make Metro, which was a more like linear version, linear story focus, because let's be honest, the story here is not the point at all. I love Metro. You probably would be hard pressed. You'll be hard pressed to find a bigger Metro fan than me.
Yeah, Metro is fantastic.
I actually think I do like Stalker better. That doesn't mean it is better. I think I like it better because another thing, I didn't say this. If your game is set in Chernobyl, you've already got like 7 points on the 10-point scale.
There are certain things that
there is no better real world setting than the Chernobyl exclusion zone, which this is technically a fictitious version of it, but it does exist. I absolutely adore Chernobyl as a setting. With like, and I mentioned to you, I was not positive if you would actually go to the the reactor in this, because I believe you only do so in Shadow of Chernobyl. I don't believe you do in Clear Sky or Call of Pripyat, but I did definitely see it in the background of a video or something that someone was playing. And when I looked at the map, I think it is like the northernmost section of the map. I'm assuming it's probably a very late game section where there's probably some really high end mutants and stuff like that. But like, yes, I want to go to Chernobyl, or to the reactor. You're in Chernobyl. I want to go to the reactor. I know for a fact is it the Durga? Is that the name? That real big weird like satellite array thing. I know for a fact that's in it, and I've always found that thing to be extremely interesting because
it's awesome.
This whole Cold War, mystery shit is it's up my alley, man. I love that stuff.
Definitely. Yeah.
I did not say there's no story. There is a story. It's just not. It's not the draw. There is a main campaign to go through, and apparently, according to what GSC say, it's fairly lengthy. I think they said it's about 30 hours long.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but So the general gist is like I'm not very far into it, so don't worry, you don't have to worry about spoilers. The general gist is your character, your guy's name is Skiff. He had a what the hell are they called? The artifact thingies that are in Stalker. What are those things called that you equip and you sell?
Oh shit.
Well, he had one of those somehow,
so long.
and it basically burned down his house. But it left behind a fragment of another one that, for some reason, was still had like power well outside of the zone, which these things typically are die outside the zone or whatever. So he contacts this one like science artifacts. Thank you, Ellery. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. He left behind like this fragment of one, and so he contacts this scientist to say like, "Hey, I have something weird about this, blah blah blah." And the guy's like, "Okay, if we can charge it, you can probably sell us for a ton of money." And that's more or less like that. That's basically where it starts. Is you're in the prologue, you're going around setting these things down, trying to charge it in areas. I think your kiddos might be home. I heard the dog's going wild.
Yeah, I'm gonna BRB for a couple minutes here.
I suppose I can keep rambling about soccer
there you go.
while you're gone.
Or go into the next question, whatever. Your pick.
Well, I'll wait for you for that so we can answer it. But so I'll go a little bit more into Stalker unless you guys tell me you want me to do something different. But the sound effects are great. The gun sounds loud, powerful, punchy. The world you can hear like crows, less obnoxious than they are in Shadow of Chernobyl, where they're so unbelievably loud. But you can hear like at night you can hear crickets chirping. You hear like different mutated wolves or whatever in the distance howling and stuff like that. Very, very impressive world building in this. It actually feels like you're in this zone. And something that I was impressed by is there's a point very early in the game where I forget what they're called, but they're almost the like iconic enemies to the Stalker series. When you die, there's one that appears on your screen, for example. They go in. I'll get to that in 1 second. So can it? They go invisible and like kind of hunt you down, but then they appear when they attack you, which is, needs to say, a little bit obnoxious. No, not the dogs. These things look like humans, but with like almost split open lower jaws. They're called like, they're not stalkers because you're a stalker. I forget the name of them. I'll see if I can look it up once Clint's back. But what I noticed when I was playing it, when you fight this first one, it's kind of running around and you're trying to, keeping your vision so you can see the shimmering of its invisibility. I actually, using 3D headphones, I was able to pick up the signal of where it was. And is that your daughter?
Yeah.
Hello. There, Dax here. I was actually able to kind of pick up its location from it running through the brush based on the sound. I'm like, that's actually really good 3D audio. Now, to answer your question, Soaking It, I actually have not run into many bugs at this point. That doesn't mean they're not there. I'm early, right? I know they're there. I'm not disputing that at all. That said, I have heard the version that I have played, as well as any of you who would download it, which would be the version with the Day Zero patch, is massively improved from the one that reviewers got, because they got it.
Yeah, that sucks that reviewers got like non-day one patch.
Yes. I haven't seen too many. An area where the Unreal Engine definitely helps here is like lip syncing is actually surprisingly good.
Nice.
Even listen to it in English. I assume in Ukrainian it's probably just as good. But certainly performance is a thing. Now, I have had pretty good luck here. As I mentioned on console, it definitely struggles at this point. I don't know how much optimization is going to help here on console, because it just genuinely might be a game that's a little too hard for a console to handle. But I'm not saying that it's not possible. It might be. It just really might be tough for Xbox. I think the PS5 Pro will probably obviously have a much better chance with this.
Yeah.
However, it might not, because there's definitely a CPU bottleneck being happening here, because the way that the game works with its like living world is very CPU intensive, and the PS5 Pro is not going to help with that, right?
Right.
On my PC, so I have an i9 10900, which is a 10 core. I don't know, was it 3.8 gigahertz per core processor? I think I have a 3080, which is the 10 gig model. They had 10 gig and 12 gig, right?
10 gig, yeah.
Okay,
10 and 12, yep.
yeah, I have 10, and I have 32 gig of RAM. I am actually getting pretty good performance outside of in the town, but that is an issue that apparently even on like 4090s it's having. So that's an area where they definitely need to do some optimization. But I did discover, and I told you guys this because I was excited to discover it the other day. This is a little bit techie, but despite using an NVIDIA card and using DLSS as my upscaler, I can actually use AMD's FSR3 frame generation, which my card does not support because I have a 30 series card. Yours does for NVIDIA, but AMD obviously is open source and doesn't require such a thing. And that has made it that I'm averaging typically between like 70 to 100 frames a second. Now, when it drops into like the 70, the reality is it's actually running in the 30s. So you do start to notice some inconsistent frame pacing, but I am usually in the upper 80s to 90s. So it usually looks smooth as glass for me. But the thing is, it's perfectly smooth when I am out in the world and out in combat and stuff like that. So I'm getting some frame pacing issues when I'm in town, but you're not fighting things in town, at least not yet.
Right.
So as of now, on the tech side, console, a ways to go. PC, for me, as of this point, I'm actually pretty happy with it. If anybody else has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them to my best of my ability, but I think I kind of touched on most of what people were.
I might try installing it this weekend. I don't know. I got so much other stuff to play that I have to get through. But I do want to try it.
This one's definitely going to be a time sink, you know that.
And I know if I start it, I'm gonna like it and hit it.
And I will say the world map seems quite sizable. If you had a vehicle, it probably wouldn't be very big, but you're walking everywhere, right?
Right.
So a smaller map goes a lot further here, and this is a very densely packed map that is, like, I'm still only in one, I don't know what you call it, like one zone of the zone, and there's a bunch of them. There's probably 9 or 10 of them, and there's all kinds of shit to see everywhere. So far, very, very positive. Just again, if you choose to try it, go into it knowing what you're getting. You are not getting Far Cry Chernobyl.
I'd be all right with a Far Cry Chernobyl, though.
I would too, but that's not what this is.
No. Yeah, I'll get to it at some point. But
all right, you can talk for a few minutes. Let me get a drink here.
Let's move on to. Let's go to a question. What do we got here? Let's go with Matt. What is everyone's favorite open world / sandbox game? This is a tough one because I love open world games. I love them. So might not be the best ones, but the ones that stick out to me are gonna be thanks. I think Oblivion really sticks out for me.
Good choice. One of those. Oblivion is better than Skyrim, and I will die on that hill.
And just like, because of course you start like in jail and you come out of those sewers, and it was just the first time. It's one of those few times where you start a game and the graphics just blow you away. There's 1 or 2 games every generation, and that was one for me. So I loved Oblivion.
That was the one where Bethesda really like learned how to do their what do they call those, like into the light moments, right? Like Morrowind had it, but it wasn't near. And Morrowind was an amazing game, but Morrowind's step out moment was not nearly as epic as Oblivion.
Yeah,
Oblivion's was insane.
So good. And then of course that's where all DLC started, but whatever. I also love Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, or Unity was also really good too.
There you go. Still the best city in the series.
Yeah, so good. And while I didn't quite like the game, I need to go back to it. I do realize that Red Dead Redemption 2 probably has one of the best open worlds that I've seen.
It's on the short list of objectively one of the best open worlds in gaming.
Yeah, whether you like the game or not, you have to realize that world is just phenomenal.
It's absurdly well realized. Like it is
Mhm.
just it is like
Yep.
a massively obviously reduced, but just extraordinarily detailed version of like Texas, New Mexico,
Right.
um, maybe Colorado. Yeah, yeah, 'cause you got the mountains to Colorado and like Louisiana, and like it is it's a microcosm of all of those, and just it's extraordinary. It is it's a work of art. And actually, you have not said the one that I thought for sure you would say yet, which is Witcher 3 is absolutely
I
easily one of the best
didn't
open worlds of all
even
time.
think of that. Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah,
Again,
that's a
again,
phenomenal.
objectively in like the best couple of all
Yep.
time.
Yep, for sure. Definitely. I enjoy other like Bethesda open worlds. Like I enjoy the Fallout worlds and stuff, but none of them are stick with me to like really like.
I will say, even though I did not, I'm pretty vocal about not caring for all that much for Fallout 4. I did actually like the is it the Commonwealth? Is that yeah, that's what they call it. 'Cause
Yeah, yeah.
they intentionally give it like uh, like Revolutionary War sound to it. I did like the Commonwealth. I actually, even though Fallout 3 was a better game, I liked the Commonwealth more than I liked the Wasteland for sure.
Yeah.
Um, it's just unfortunately everything around it was a massive step down from Fallout 3.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of Far Cry 2 was phenomenal. With the fire effects and
Surprisingly
stuff like
big
that.
for its time for its
For back then,
period.
yeah,
Yeah.
huge. Just quickly shout out to everybody in chat. We got a pretty good room going here. Luke
Yeah.
popped in here. We got all kinds of friends and stuff. So this is awesome. Thanks everyone for
Yeah.
popping in
Yeah,
here.
appreciate everyone coming with us.
Uh,
Silking it, I'll back you up on that. Breath of the
yeah,
Wild's map is garbage. Tears of the
top
Kingdoms,
tier. I
Tears of
don't
the
care what
Kingdoms.
anybody says. Yeah,
I
Tears of the Kingdom. I realize is good. I didn't quite enjoy it. Breath of the Wild. I do not understand.
no, but Breath of the Wild, I
So
think is
goddamn
probably the
empty.
single most overrated game of all time. But
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom, I actually genuinely thought was. I thought Tears of the Kingdom was the game that Breath of the Wild was supposed to be. And the fact that they added that, whatever they call it, the underworld or whatever, and it's every bit as big as the overworld. And then there's also the sky world, which is small, but it's there. That one is a really, really solid open world. I definitely agree with you on that one, Soaking it.
Trying to think of some other ones, but there's so many that
Actually,
good,
I'll give one that I always really liked, and it's funny enough, it's one that doesn't get the love it deserves. I don't think. I actually really liked Assassin's Creed Origins Egypt. I actually thought that was a
that's
fantastic
phenomenal.
map.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Odyssey's map was great as well, although I thought I liked Odyssey, but I thought it was in a lot of ways a step down in terms of the game. But I did like the map of Greece. I thought that was really, really
the
well
map
done
was cool.
and really cool and really diverse settings, which I liked. But in terms of being one country, I actually thought Egypt was masterfully
super
done
awesome.
by Ubisoft.
I'm Ghost of Tsushima was a great one too. I'm really looking forward to see how that world is.
Yes,
especially with the different seasons. That should be cool.
Yeah, since it makes big difference.
Yeah. Odyssey had sea shanties. It did. Black Flag had the best.
I know Black Flag and
Odyssey did have them, but not as good. I would literally leave it on in the background while doing something else, and I would just start singing sea shanties.
Unfortunately, the removal of ship combat was a pretty big mistake in terms of Valhalla. I thought, because it's like the Vikings did fight at sea, so I don't know why.
Yeah, and they had. It's been a while since I played it. I think they had some ship combat, but it wasn't nearly as. It was like river like combat type of thing.
Yeah, because you could go around the outside of it, but the reality is most of the time you were on water, it was in the river.
Yep.
And you could aim your bow, and your fellow
spears and stuff
boatmen
like that.
with you would do it, but you weren't really like doing ship to ship combat, so there wasn't a lot of point to it. It was kind of unfortunate because I actually really liked Valhalla. It might be the single most bloated single player game ever made. It's insane.
Rough.
It's insane. Yeah. Like that game never friggin' ends.
I think that is the most bloat filled.
It really might be. It is the definition of a bloated game.
Yeah.
But I actually thought, aside from that, and aside from the lack of ship combat and the fact that
I enjoyed it, but
I did like the Grease map a little bit better. But outside of those things, I realize that sounds like a lot, but I actually liked it better than Odyssey in a lot of ways. I do need to go back and finish it, but I mean, it's not for not playing, because I put almost 200 hours in that game. I still haven't freaking finished it.
Oh, Valhalla?
It's just, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I haven't even finished the main story, let alone
there's so much other things to do.
the Ragnarok DLC or whatever they added to it, which is another like 40 hours.
Yeah, I think I had like 80 hours into it, and I hadn't even really touched the main story because I was just out doing random shit, and there was still tons of other random shit to do.
Oh, and I actually did part of the one expansion pack was a smaller one in like Ireland. I did a bit of that because I did like that one. I did nothing in the France part, which is the longer one. And then again, you have the longest one, which was that one in Valhalla or whatever. I might have been Asgard actually. I didn't even touch that, and that's a whole size game. I'm like, this damn game never ends.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Yeah.
Then what else we got before we get into our contest here? Because there honestly wasn't really that much news this week.
Well,
was there?
There was one news that's worth talking about.
Okay, well, I'll let you take it after this question. Baden writes in, what is the scariest game / movie you've played / seen?
Well, there's no such thing as a scary movie, so I'm not going to answer that. But in terms of game, it would almost assuredly be Silent Hill 2 and 3. But by a country mile.
Yeah. Dead Space has some really good jump scares, and there's some psychological stuff to it, not nearly as much as Silent Hill 2. Dead Space is probably my favorite survival horror game, but Silent Hill 2, especially the remake, there were points in Silent Hill 2 remake I had to stop playing it, because it was just, I felt like entrapped in that world. They did such a good job, and there were times, like I said, I had to put down the controller and just stop because it's just the assault on the senses. I was
about to say Silent Hill's at its best when it is completely assaulting you on
and that's what it is.
Visual and oral aspect.
Yeah.
And also, apparently, when a poster falls off of your wall.
For scariest movie, I don't get scared by movies. I will watch tons of scary movies.
There's no such thing as a movie that's scary.
And I enjoy them thoroughly. But ones that Midsummer left me with like an ugh in my feelings, a good way. But there's so many. Alien, of course. I love Alien.
Amazing movie. I just never found it scary. It's intense. I'll say that. It's intense.
And that's what it is. It's just like that is the definition of edge of your seat for me, because you're just like you're waiting for it type of thing.
Now I will say, while I would not qualify as scary, I will say Alien Isolation was also pretty intense. Really kept you on your seat. And actually, this is going to be a controversial opinion, but the first time I played it, I found the original Last of Us to be pretty intense. Again, not I wouldn't say scary at all.
Yeah.
But like, if you play it properly, which is on a higher difficulty, if you play it on easy, you've ruined that game in my opinion.
Yeah.
But if you play it on a higher difficulty where, you really can't be getting caught, and you can't, or rather you got to be like resource conscious, right? It gets very intense when you're in encounters with the infected and stuff like that. You know, it gets stressful, and that's what I like. Again, if you play it on a low difficulty, probably not. I think part of that is why I know I sound like a blowhard here, and that's not my intention, but it's amazing. I like to play games on higher difficulties because I like one that makes me feel like the pressure to do it correctly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like I have to make sure these bullets hit.
It's not like a FromSoft fan thing where it's like, it being difficult makes it better, which I mean, in current cases, I think it does.
Yeah.
But it's more of I like that it makes me approach the combat encounters differently. And like, I have played like the original Last of Us on a lower difficulty just to try and run through, and I was like, man, I can kind of see maybe why people didn't like this if they played it like this. If you play it on hard or especially survival though, or survivor, whatever the hell it's called, like that becomes a different game, and it becomes a markedly improved game. So yeah, again, not scary, but really kind of stressful and intense, and I like that.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. Yeah, so that's my scary. That's my scary stuff.
Yes.
What you got for news that I'm not remembering?
Well, I mean the main topic to talk about because it's big news was Sony's
Okay.
intent to purchase.
Oh,
Is it
Jesus.
Kurikawa? Is that the name of it?
Yes.
Which
God.
which is the parent company of FromSoft, but more than that, they are the parent company of a handful of, I don't know if it's distributors or publishers or whatever of manga and anime. This is a bad thing, folks. This is a bad thing.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
But like this bullshit consolidation of the industry is 100% a bad thing. And I don't care who's doing it. It is not good. It has backfired on the industry so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing good has come out of this.
Yep.
I'm not talking about somebody buying a developer, but when
Yep.
somebody is buying groups of it, every one of these has been bad. And I will look Phil Spencer in the face and tell him, you buying ABK did more damage to the industry than it ever possibly could have helped. And this is the same damn thing, except now, like everyone's looking at the FromSoft thing, and the reality is that's small potatoes. The problem is if this goes through, Sony has a complete and utter monopoly on anime, which I don't care about, but a lot of people do, right?
Right.
And like, this is so bad. This has to stop.
Yeah, and the thing with this too is that the titles for clickbait and whatever is people are just seeing that it's From Software. Cool, Sony's going to have From Software. We're going to get, more Demon Souls. We're going to get Bloodborne remake, whatever. But like you said, it's so much more than that.
No, you're not.
No, you won't
it's
anyway.
It's not going to change because they take quite a few years to make a game. And on top of that, if Sony buys, like I said, Kutakawa, whatever the hell the name of it is, they own a majority stake in them. They still don't completely own them, so it's not going to change a damn thing. And Sony does already own a minority share in FromSoft anyway. But
right, yeah.
No, I agree with you, Soken. It probably is going to happen. But I'm going to make my voice known that if nobody gives a damn, but I'm going to do it anyway, that this shit has to stop. This has to stop. It's one thing for two smaller developers to merge or whatever. It is another for these big conglomerates to just purchase everything they can.
Yeah,
it is obliterating the entire entertainment industry.
I was when these businesses started, like Sony, Microsoft started buying up a bunch of individual developers all in one. I'll be the first to admit, I was like, this is awesome. Like all these games are going to be on the Xbox ecosystem and or all on the Sony ecosystem, and they're going to get more money and blah, blah, blah. But like you said, from what I've seen, it's just hurting developers.
Oh, absolutely.
If they'll release a good game that reviews well, but if it doesn't sell 5 million copies in the first week, they're like, okay, you're canned and you're just getting put into random groups. And it's just like, I'm not a fan of it.
The only positive thing out of all of this that has happened is in two of the major cases, both of which were Sony buying someone, it backfires spectacularly on Sony and not on anybody else. Like the reality is Sony buying Bungie didn't do anything other than screw over Sony. Because Bungie was probably going belly up anyway, had they not done that.
Right.
But the other one would be the thing with Firewalk and Concord. I mean, yeah, Firewalk got closed, but who really ate shit on that one? It was Sony. It was Sony. Because I don't remember who the original financier was for Concord prior to Sony coming in there. But the reality was that game was going to flop either way.
Yeah.
It's tough to say. I mean, it might have been a completely different game and it might not have been as bad, but so that company was probably going down anyway. This, however, now we're talking a different story. We're talking about Sony just simply buying something. And again, I'm not talking about FromSoft because reality is there's probably not going to be very much that changes there anyway. If you are Sony and you buy the company that owns FromSoft, wouldn't the first thing you do be like, yeah, you guys do your thing. We don't even want to talk to you.
Yeah,
You just do whatever you got to do. We're not
it's
changing
clearly
anything.
been working.
Yes.
So
So if you, and also, and here's something I have not heard talked about on this. Who knows if Sony were to buy them and all of a sudden they start getting their fingers involved with FromSoft. And by that, I don't mean saying like, hey, let's make a new Bloodborne. It's not happening, folks, but let's just say hypothetically. That's a different story, right? But if Sony were to get this and all of a sudden they start mingling in what's happening, there's a pretty darn good chance that a lot of your talent's going to leave, right? First and foremost being Miyazaki may say, screw this, I'm going to start my own studio. Then what?
Right.
At that point, there's no point in them. So if Sony has a brain at all, which I understand they don't, but if they do at all, and this goes through, the first thing that they're going to do is say, nobody in this company is even allowed to talk to FromSoft. You let them do their thing. They are a wholly separate entity.
Leave it alone.
They are going to operate entirely independently of us and make things how they want. We'll talk to them if we want them to make something, in terms of a publishing deal or whatever. But otherwise, they are completely autonomous, and we do not dictate what they do whatsoever. They have unlimited funds to make what they want to make, basically. Not really, but you get what I'm saying. But in terms of the manga and anime thing, like, this is bad. Since they have, well, they don't have Funimation anymore because they closed them, but since they have Crispy Roll, or whatever the hell it's called now, this will give them like every major distributor of anime. Like, that's awful.
Crazy.
That's awful.
It is wild. We'll have, live monthly service anime shit.
And yes, Ellery, in this one instance, I actually do believe they would. Because with the Soul,
you have to, right?
I have no idea why I couldn't come up with that. Yeah, because the reality is, if I can see that the reality is you let them do their thing, I mean, Sony's actually going to say that. Like, in terms of, if you take everything into account in terms of sales, critic reception, and output, FromSoft are pretty much top of the world. Now, when Rockstar releases Grand Theft Auto 6, that's going to, that in one day is going to outsell everything FromSoft has sold in their entire existence. But it took them, 13 years to get here. So, I mean, we're talking a different story there. But like in terms of their they output a game every 2 or 3 years, and I mean, it always reviews well. It almost always sells well.
It's always a banger.
So you just let them do their thing. They're going to make you the money. It doesn't matter. But
the only thing that I can see them doing is like, hey, work on this, but we're going to send you some people, or now that we own these titles, we're going to make our own little like monthly service fucking Souls game.
Yeah. And sorry, Sophie, I totally disagree with you on that. I think they're absolutely one of the front runners in the industry. And by a good distance, actually. I think they and Naughty Dog and CD Projekt are just heads and shoulders above everybody else in the industry. I don't think anybody else can sniff their ass.
Rockstar.
That is when they make games.
I will, yes, that's the thing. I will agree with you. Rockstar, I think, is like pound for pound, like, you're gonna get a good game. It's like one of those things. You're gonna get a good game. Do I like what they did with Grand Theft Auto 5? Right? Yeah, 5. No, I fucking hate what they did with 5. They canceled single player DLC and they went balls in with the microtransactions of multiplayer, which that's where the money was, and they made money hand over fist. So I can't blame them. I don't like it, but I can't blame them. Because I mean, let's be honest, I would have done the same damn thing. But
sorry, Silken and Ellery, I just cannot agree with you guys whatsoever. In terms of stories, Red Dead Redemption 2 is objectively one of the best stories in gaming. Objectively,
that's what
you might not like it. You might not like it. That's fine. It doesn't matter. It's objectively one of the best stories in gaming.
That's what I hear. Yeah, because I need to retry it, but when I've tried replaying it, I think I'm just in the wrong headspace or whatever. Because I've seen so many reaction videos to the end, and it's just like,
So something else to bear in mind. I know you said in your side, it's in terms of the gameplay. There are some tweaks to the controls that when you set them, it actually makes it a lot better.
I should look into that too. Ellery has zero desire to play GTA 6. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's
but
absolutely
that
fine.
game is going to break
Oh yeah,
biblical records when that comes out.
in one day, it's going to be the best selling game ever.
It's
Ever
going to
made.
be crazy. It's
It's
going to be
just not going to
wild.
be close. I mean, in one day of release, GTA 6 is probably going to sell 20 million copies, if not more than that.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. If not more, it's going to be wild. I don't think a lot of people understand. It's like when Xbox bought Bethesda and stuff, and they're like, oh, it's just Bethesda and stuff. And yeah, it is just Bethesda, but I don't think they realize like how popular Bethesda is with the PC community. Might not
Yeah.
be as huge on console, but PC people,
Mhm.
they hate the game, but they also love the game and they buy it regardless because
Well,
of modding and stuff like that.
I have heard quite a few talking heads, if you will, say like they think that maybe Bethesda should focus on. I mean, it sounds funny to say, but making it more polished and stuff like that, and not about their modding thing. And I'm like, if you do that, you might as well not make the game.
You lose half the fan base.
Because the reality is you have lost what makes your games
Yeah.
popular.
Half the people
And
that
they know
Bethesda
that. To be
games,
fair, it is not Bethesda saying that. It's people talking about it.
yeah, half the
Anybody that
people
says
that play
that
Bethesda
immediately don't know
games
what they're talking about when it comes to Bethesda.
want a modded game. That's what they want.
And so it is partly why Bethesda has used that. I mean, they didn't recently, but why they stuck with that garbage engine for so long, because it is so moddable.
God.
It is so
Yeah.
moddable. That's why they used it for what, 15
So
years, whatever the hell it was.
God. Oh God. I don't even want to get into it. Jesus. They sat on that one for a long time. So before we get to our main event, let's get to Silking It. Question. Game of the Year is the last category for the Indie Games Award. What looks most interesting to you? So I'm going to open this up.
I can answer because I already looked at the list. So if
Game of the Year. Go right ahead.
So of that entire list, there's only 3 games that I'm even familiar with. Nine Souls.
Yeah.
Balatro. And Lorelei and the whatever eyes, laser eyes, whatever. No interest whatsoever in Lorelei. Zero interest in Balatro. I don't care what anybody tells me. You tell me a poker game with roguelite elements, you might as well pour salt in my eyes because I would be more interested in that. So I don't care. I know everyone's, you don't have to like poker. I don't give a shit. I have zero interest in that game. Zero interest. I've never played. I don't care about it whatsoever. So by very default, it's Nine Souls because I actually do like Nine Souls. I think Nine Souls was a good game. Surprisingly difficult. It was harder than I thought it would be, but it actually is a really solid game. And if either it or Balatro is going to win that, I'm sure. But
I think Balatro is going to win.
None of those other games should even be in competition between those two.
I haven't played Animal Well. I know it's very well received.
I do know what that is too. To be fair, actually, I forgot about that, but I don't. I didn't like the art design to it at all, so I didn't bother.
Yeah. My daughter really wants me to play mouthwashing, which it's not.
Yeah, I've heard about this all of a sudden, but I don't know what it is.
Neva looks absolutely gorgeous. I haven't played it, but I want to. It looks gorgeous. I think Balatro is going to win.
Yeah, probably
because there is a lot of love for that game. But I'm even not even playing Neva. I want that one to win, or Nine Souls for me.
Oh, Neva's the one with the deer thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I do know what that one is. I don't know
why those sad games when they released the trailer.
the one by the makers of Grease. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know what that one is too. Actually, to be fair.
Yeah.
But no, but Balatro or Nine Souls are the obvious answers there. For me, it's definitely Nine Souls.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Nine Souls, but I think Balatro is going to win. All right, you got your whiteboard. Is
I can because actually I set it out right here.
All right, is Silking It ready with the spreadsheet, and let's get this going. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I apologize. That's my fault. I totally forgot I needed to do this. Let's see. What is the app that you use for this? I don't remember.
I think if I just have like Canva? Notes.
No, that ain't it.
Right here. What if I do? Yeah.
Which one is it? This is a Samsung tablet, so.
Oh, well, mind if I just take out my my stats on my phone? I can write on it.
Oh, really? Can I do that here?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't
maybe.
do that here. Hold on. I thought you had to be in an actual app for that to work.
I'm just
This is my idea, and I forgot all about this.
No, I don't want to see what's cool with notes. I want to go to my thing.
This might
There we
be it.
go. How do I do that?
God damn it!
All right, I'm gonna. Let me see. Can I open the spreadsheet while Silkenet's Silken? I need to push my indie agenda harder on you guys in India. My indie agenda. Silkenet, can we have this open while you edit it, or just so we can both be on the same page?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
I gotta figure out how to delete this though.
Or we can just click on the nominees here and go into. I'll start like the bottom here of the bottom of the page of the Game Awards. Let's see. I'll put this in. It's a shared sheet. All right. And then I'll send this to you in the private chat. Where is that? So that's the link I'm using, and I'll start all the way at the bottom with, oh boy, best esports game. Here we go.
We were using that as a tiebreaker, I think, weren't we?
Tiebreaker was, does Hideo Kojima show up? For how long? And crap, what was the other one? How many world premieres?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think Baguette Bro is ready. Do you have that website open?
Sort of.
So I'm going to start all the way at the bottom. We'll start with best esports team. Actually, I'll put this in chat too.
Those ones we weren't doing. They weren't.
Oh, okay.
Let's
all right.
See, so...
Well, then let me.
Yeah, we'd be starting, I think, with sports and racing game. Is that correct, Silkenet?
All right. Best sports racing game? Really? They really racing and sports in the same one?
They always do that.
It's
stupid.
Dumb. That's stupid. Jesus Christ. All right. I don't like
it. So okay, so let's look at our list. We'll start at sports racing game. We'll work our way up. And then at the end, if there's anything that we're missing, Silkenet can tell us what it is.
We'll go back to it. Yeah. Hold on, I'm scrolling up on something here. Just taking my time. All right. Got it.
Yep, I got mine.
Okay, good. Oh no, I'm talking to myself.
Oh.
All right, so best sports racing game, F1 24. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me put this in chat so people can see it too if they want to see it. Paste. That's looks like a long link. Sorry, everybody. So we're starting from the bottom. Best sports game, racing game. All right, I'm gonna write in. Really? That's all. All right. All right. Ready?
All right. Ready? Go.
1, 2, 3. What? I got NBA. Okay, so we're off to. All right.
A different start here.
Okay, we're off to a good start. Can I clear this real quick? All right, what's the next one? Best sim strategy game. Ooh.
Yeah, I think I know what I'm going with here.
Because I'm also thinking of like what they're going to pick.
That's what you got to do. That's the challenge. It's not what is the best. It's what will these idiots we're voting for pick.
So okay, Ellery. So the nominees for best sim strategy game: Age of Mythology Retold, Frostpunk 2, Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess, Manor Lords, and Unicorn Overlord. Ready?
I am ready.
1, 2, 3. Unicorn. Okay. All right. I like how we're getting different. I
Yeah.
like it. I like it.
Yep.
Okay. Delete these. And the next one, a best family game.
This one's tough. There's a
Let's
couple on
see.
here I can see.
Yeah, a best family game, Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party Jamboree, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, or The Plucky Squire. This is a
That's tough. I'm torn between two on this.
um
All right, I know what I'm doing.
oh Jesus, I can't write. All right, ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. I'm going chamber. All right, I like how we're getting different. I like it. I like it.
I was deciding whether we're going to go with that or Zelda, but there were a couple Zelda reviews that were a little on the lower side. That's why I went with Astro.
Yeah. And I'm thinking of like playing with the family, like passing on the controller and stuff, which Astrobot would be good too. But innovation in accessibility: Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age: The Veilguard, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Star Wars Outlaws. I know what should win it.
I'm going to be honest. I have no idea what any of these even did in terms of accessibility. So this is
going to be a
total. I don't even know what any of these did in terms of accessibility. So
okay,
wait a minute.
I got mine. One, two, three. I got Prince, Dragon Age. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't think there's going to be a tie. I don't think there's going to be a tie.
I don't think so either. That's a total guess on my part because I have no idea what
I don't know if it will win, but it should because they did phenomenal with being able to like jumping and stuff. They actually changed like times for jump and stuff for people. It was fantastic. And I think they had a mode for like blind. I could be totally
Ubisoft.
wrong.
They're always pretty good about accessibility.
Let's see. Best action game.
Doesn't too many good now soaking it. I need to know.
Yeah, go watch it real quick and we'll come back. Best action game: Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, Warhammer Space Marine 2.
This one's tough.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what they'll do. All right. 1, 2, 3. I was gonna pick Warhammer. I was gonna pick Warhammer, but I was like trying to think maybe they'll be like nice and give it to Stellar Blade, but they're probably gonna pick Warhammer. I don't think we'll need the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I thought we were gonna be picking a lot of the same things, but
that said, who knows? Maybe we're wrong on every one of them, and
we probably will be.
And one of them is going to be the decider.
So can I believe in tight suit supremacy? Me too. Me too.
So do I.
I did buy the DLC for Stellar Blade. Don't judge me.
Again, I am not picking my pick. I am picking what I think their pick is.
I do think it should win. Let's see. Best fighting game: Dragon Ball, Sparking Zero, Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, Multiverse.
How is that even an option? It's a collection of old games.
Yeah. And Tekken 8.
I have a feeling we're going to be the same on this.
I think we'll be the same on this one, right? 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So now we go on Tekken. Okay. Let's do that. No,
I can see it going to Dragon Ball, but
I can see it, but I think Tekken 8 is pretty. Here we go. Best role-playing game: Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring: Shadow of Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth, Metaphor: ReFantasio.
Jumping in on this. This is
Yeah,
particularly
please,
this
yeah,
is
everybody jump in.
this is a particularly difficult one because
This is
the trend typically was if you would win one category, or if you would win Game of the Year, you did not win that category that it was in. That did not happen. I don't remember if it happened last round, but with Elden Ring. Elden Ring won RPG or whatever it was, and it won Game of the Year. So now I'm like, God damn it, I don't know how they're gonna work.
Silking it in chat. Given their criteria, I'm surprised Erdtree is not in fighting game 2. it's so true.
Wait a second, my fucking thing. There we go. Oh god, I don't know. That's a strong ass category. Oh man.
Jesus.
All right. I think I know what I'm doing. I think we're going to be different on this one.
I think we are too.
Wait a second. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not confident here. I'm going to say
I'm locking in. All right. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, we are the same.
Okay. I think they're gonna.
I saw yours a little earlier.
I think they're gonna try and. I think they're gonna try something different with that one. That's a tough category this year because Jesus, it was loaded this year. Silken 2024 was an RPG year. That it definitely
it definitely was
wild. Best action adventure game: Astrobot, Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
I already got mine.
What they're going to pick. It's not my choice. But ready? 1, 2.
Wait a second. My screen moved. There we go. Okay, I'm good.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Okay, because I think that's what they're gonna pick.
They got to give Zelda something.
They got to get
and that's where I think they do it.
Yep. What else we got here?
The next one might be the one actual easy one out of the whole bunch.
Yeah, most anticipated: Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Monster Hunter Wilds. Mine personally is Ghost of Yotei.
Mine is all of them, to be fair, but
I'm gonna play all of them. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I mean that's like I said, that is the one really easy one because that's not even a question.
The most balanced category with Astrobot and Silent Hill.
Okay, so he said we did not do content creators, so we can skip over the next one.
Okay, content creator of the year, best VR AR game. What do we got? Arizona Sunshine Remake, Asgard's Wrath 2, Batman Arkham Shadow, Metal Hellsinger VR, Metro Awakening. I'm surprised Metro Awakening was able to get in there.
Yeah, it came
off. It
came just before it. Although they usually can submit for an extension too.
Yeah,
but you're right. That had to really be like right on the deadline.
Right on the money. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
I did the same thing.
Okay. Let's see. Best debut indie game: Animal Well, Balatro, Manor Lord, Pacific Drive, Plucky Squire. I'm ready.
Yeah, so am I. I'm sure we have the same answer here.
I don't think we do.
No.
1, 2, 3.
Oh.
I think they give this.
I think this is where Balatro gets the love here.
Yeah, either that or Balatro's going to win fucking Game of the Year.
I don't think it will.
It fucking better not.
I don't think.
No offense to people that enjoy it. More power to you.
Oh, god damn it! The next category. Now I'm fucking questioning it. Oh, no.
Oh.
I didn't realize there was this.
Yeah, Baldwin, going off of that link and working from the bottom up, and we're guessing which ones, and then whoever wins, one of us will be buying the other person a game. and while during a podcast, one of us will be eating chips dipped in ketchup. It's gonna be fantastic.
So long as it's you, it'll be fantastic.
It'll be great. Best debut indie game. We have Animal Well, Balatro, Manor Lords, Pacific Drive, The Plucky Squire. Also, don't sleep on Manor Lords.
No, you just read the same category. You just read
Did
best.
I?
You read best debut.
Oh, best independent game.
Yeah,
Sorry. Animal Well, Balatro, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Neva, UFO 50. Yeah. I should have been a doctor with my handwriting. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Balatro.
I'll say that one. I'm sure we're going to be the same.
Best multiplayer: Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, Warhammer 40K, Space Marine 2. 1, 2, 3.
It was between that and that.
Helldivers is a good guess. But I think this Call of Duty this year is actually really good.
This is the year I can see Call of Duty doing it, but
yeah,
I'm also looking at the
Helldivers
fact that they tend not to give Call of Duty those kind of awards. So.
Yeah. Best community support: Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, No Man's Sky.
That one's kind of tough too, actually.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with this though, because I'm
locked in.
You can write it. Or you can read it. 1, 2, 3.
That's what I went with actually.
Because I'm pretty sure No Man's Sky has won this before.
Exactly. That's exactly my line of thinking.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly my line of thinking.
They deserve it. They've been fantastic, but I know Baldur's Gate 3 has been really good with the mod community and stuff like that. So, games for impact. Closer the Distance. Silken, I do agree. No Man's Sky should win that every year because they've been. All developers need to take after them. Jesus. Closer the Distance. Indica. Neva, Life is Strange, Double Exposure, Hellblade 2, Tales of Kenzara Zhao.
Yes, and I believe it's pronounced Indica, by the way.
Indica.
Yeah.
I think. Get rid of this. What are you doing? What are you doing to me? Get out of here. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Yep, me too.
Okay. Zhao.
I'm gonna guess that they'll feel bad for all the shit for a booth
right
that he had to deal with.
Yep. Best narrative.
Oh.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor, Refanzio, Hellblade 2, Refanzio, Jesus,
Refantasio,
Silent Hill 2.
That's a tough one.
I think
there's only one that I think I can realistically eliminate.
Yeah. You good?
I'm good.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay. We're different there.
They gotta give Rebirth something. They got to.
Oh, I think they will.
Best adaptation: Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon, Yakuza. Nope. Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft. I didn't watch the Tomb Raider one, but
I didn't either. This was a pretty easy pick for me for one major reason, and I'll say it afterwards.
I think I'm gonna go with this.
I'm gonna
as
guess.
good as.
I'm gonna guess we probably went with the same one here.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Yep, I think they
It,
give
it
it to
would it
that
would
because
it would
of.
be Arcane, but Arcane wanted.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep. Yep. I think
That's
that's
what I was
what I think.
thinking.
Yep.
But I think Fallout surprised everybody
Yeah,
with
I think so too.
how good it was.
But also, I didn't say this because I was hoping you would fall into the trap. Tomb Raider is not supposed to be very good. So
Oh, best audio design: Astrobot, Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Hellblade 2, Silent Hill 2. Astrobot.
yeah, that
No,
of all the categories it's in, it should not be there for that.
all right.
Wait a second. Hold on, I better fix this. All right.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I did the same thing actually.
Yeah, I think it's gonna win it. Silent Hill 2 should be in there for sure, but
I had tried to
that's
draw.
true silking it.
I had tried to draw a thumbs down, but it looked like a penis. So that's why I said I better.
You should look looking at you are right there. Astrobot is quite good with the controller speaker usage. It was really good that way. But Hellblade with the 3D audio was, as much as I really was like whatever with the game, the audio was top tier. So was Silent Hill 2. They had some good spots in that too. Oh Jesus.
Wait. Oh, I thought you were saying you were ready.
No. Best score and music: Astrobot, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Metaphor, Silent Hill 2, Stellar Blade. I think
there's only 2 actual candidates here.
Yeah. Yep. 1, 2, 3.
It says it fucking better in case you can't read it.
I got it.
Because Metaphor's music is amazing, but Rebirth
is. Rebirth is
just much better.
Yeah. Best art direction: Astrobot.
This one's tough.
Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, Metaphor, and Neva. Ooh. God damn it. It hurts.
I picked something confidently, but I'm not so sure I'm confident anymore. But I'm sticking with it.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
You notice the size of DLC.
Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want it there. But
that said, I'm having second thoughts because I could actually see Neva taking that.
I almost put Neva.
Yeah. Mobile game. Go fuck yourself. Mobile game. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, did we do best mobile game on there?
Is that on there something?
If not, I am fucking tell you what's gonna win right now.
Well, put it on anyway. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
It's gonna be Velatro for that one for sure. God, my throat is fucking dry as hell. Sorry, excuse me.
It's all right.
Best mobile game, we did that. Best performance: Brianna White for Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Hannah Telly, Life is Strange, Double Exposure. Humberly Gonzalez, Star Wars Outlaws. Luke Roberts for Silent Hill 2. I wish they, instead of the game, they put like the character as well. I mean, I know which ones they are, but Melina Jurgens, probably fucking butchered that. It's gonna be yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So good. Man, when
considering she just won it at the golden joysticks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, she's gonna take that almost for sure.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember, I said, oh shit, I can't believe all this. Wait a second, I'm gonna have to start a new one.
That's
I wrote
right.
too much. I wrote too much shit. I can't clear it. Let's see. If you remember, I said like that's almost objectively got to be who wins it.
Yeah. Yep. Did you watch the? I think it was remake, and maybe it was Rebirth when it came out, and she saw herself talking for the first time, and she like broke down and was like crying on a YouTube video.
That was
She like
remake,
watched.
wasn't it?
I think it was remake. I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
that used to
I'm pretty
Rebirth. Yeah,
sure, but that was
yeah.
good. Not I mean, good in a good way, but. Uh,
Is there a little kid in your house?
I think it's the TV, probably.
Oh, okay. I said that actually sounded like an infant. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think something was on there.
Does your son have something to tell you?
Right. Best ongoing game: Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2. Where's Erdtree? Where is it?
Yeah.
This is where it should be.
I actually would not be offended. Put it in front of Fortnite. Get Fortnite off this goddamn list.
Get out of here. Go on, get.
We're not 5 years old, Jeff.
Yeah,
this is another fairly tough one. I can see this going a few different.
I don't know. I already wrote it, so I'm gonna go with it.
I'm sticking with it. Yeah, I'm not changing.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Okay.
All right. Well, nothing lost 14. There at least.
Best
I could see that going to Helldivers, but
I can see it going to Diablo 4. But
this is tough. This is
best
tough.
Game direction: Astrobot, Balatro.
They also don't do a real good job of describing exactly what this award is for.
Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor.
For once, I'm actually going to change my gut instinct here. Yeah, I'm not confident with this one at all, but I don't know.
Let's all right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Yep. But I don't know.
If there's one area where I'm not confident in it being Rebirth, well, there's two areas. Number one is that Erdtree is part of this list. God knows FromSoft fans. But the other one is, I do wonder if all the mini games is going to affect that.
Yeah. Silkiness says we need to start thinking like casuals. Fortnite for everything.
I'm trying.
I know it's hard. Most of these are not my picks. Okay, here we go. Game of the year: Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong. Get out of here. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor.
Two of these things are not like the others. I am not confident in this, but I am confident in what it should be.
I'm confident in what it should be.
And no, Silken, it is not Balatro. That is not what I'm confident it should be.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
what'd you put down?
I put Rebirth. I can definitely see that, and that'll fucking piss me off. I'll tell you right now, that will piss me off if that.
It will piss me off, and
you know what? Not just me. Here's the thing: there is enough people that are saying they don't believe it should be there, and that includes FromSoft fans. That is why I did go.
So maybe, yeah.
For a while, I did go. Well, I'm gonna have to go with Erdtree because FromSoft fans just can't friggin' help themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
But I have heard enough people that are against its nomination to the point that maybe, just maybe, there's enough of a pushback on it. Oh, yeah, we're not done yet. That's right. We still got our tiebreakers to do.
All right, tiebreakers. What do we got?
What's the first one?
Is Hideo Kojima going to be on screen? Yes.
Wait. We need to clarify this. I think the question was present. Does present include on screen, or is it only on stage?
Present is on stage.
Okay, so on screen does not count then, correct?
Does not count. That's remote.
Okay.
That's what I see it as.
I agree with you, but I wanted to make sure we're on the same page here.
I think he will be.
I was gonna fucking write it down, but I said yes also.
Yes. I think he will be.
and how many world premieres? Now, again, let's iron this one out. Does world premieres mean new game announcements or announcements? As in, this would also include like a new DLC or something like that. How do we want that to go?
Let's make it like
You know what? Let's do
unheard of new game.
No, let's not do that. Let's do anything that says world
premiere.
before.
Yeah, that's what. Okay,
that'll make it much easier for
world
to keep
premiere.
track of. Yes, exactly.
Anything.
Instead of having to do research if something was announced before. So if it says world premiere, it counts, even if it's friggin' something that's been out before, but maybe it's a world premiere of the next console version of something, right?
Yeah. So anything that says world premiere in front of it, even if it's like
if it's a show,
game that's been announced,
if it's a show,
but it's coming out on Switch now. So world premiere,
exactly.
Anything world premiere.
It'll make that way easier for tracking purposes.
Yeah, I meant to cheat and look at how many other past shows had world premiere, and I was just gonna get an average, but I completely forgot.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Oof, world premieres.
That is a tough one, but that was the point. It was supposed to be something.
How long is the show? 3 hours?
It's long. We should also add when the symphony comes on, will Elden Ring be the same song as it was in 2022?
God damn it. Oh god. Do you go Price is Right rule or just closest? Whoever's closest to the world premiere. It doesn't have to be spot on, of course.
No. Price is Right unless we are both over is what I was thinking. If we're both over,
then $1 Bob.
Yeah. Agreed? Is that good?
Yeah, if we're over,
if we're both over, the lower number wins.
Yeah.
$1, Bob.
I'm just trying to think in my head. I'm like, world premiere. How many times he fucking says it? Because sometimes it feels like it's a lot, but
it does vary though too. And also, don't forget, you could be thinking of opening night live as well, and not just the Game Awards.
Yeah. All right. That's the tie, but all right. Ready?
Yeah, I actually am afraid that my number's a little too high as well.
1, 2, 3. I get
15. It's the same number.
God.
All right. Well, now we need a tiebreaker.
I was gonna put 18 too. All right.
Now we need a tiebreaker for the tiebreaker.
Will there be a world premiere at the end? Like before?
That's beautiful. One more thing. I like that.
Will there be something at the end of the awards, like one more thing?
Yes, I like that. But this one has to be something new. It cannot be a one more thing in terms of a new trailer for an already known thing. I like that. Will a brand new anything, movie, game, show, whatever, be announced
once the show is done? They're like, hey, one more thing.
But either it won't be at the end, but right before Game of the Year is revealed. That is usually how they would do that. Okay. Or before the Game of the Year orchestra thing. Yeah, I like that.
All right. Even though this is a 2 question, we better not get the same fucking.
I'll bet you we have the same answer to this too.
1, 2, 3. Damn it! Jesus Christ! Anybody in chat got something?
Yeah, we need a suggestion here, folks.
I mean, I know we. Oh no, because it can't be something with two things. We could do esports team.
We could do one of those ones that we didn't do.
Yeah. We could do esports team, Baldwin. We could do that because I have no idea on esports team. So, how many celebrities on stage? Hmm.
I'll be honest. I think what might be better would be esports game. Yeah, I think esports, because at least then we can take a semi-educated guess at it.
Yeah, so let's do best esports game. Yeah, all right. How many times will Geoff reference Kojima? That's a good one. Up for it, best esports game: Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends, Bang Bang, and Valorant.
I'm pretty sure we have the same one here.
Probably.
Because I think I can tell the way your hand went.
1, 2, 3.
Oh no, they are different.
Okay, all right. So you got Counter-Strike 2.
Yeah.
I got League.
Yep.
All right.
Now again, that is only tiebreaker. That one does not even come into play unless somehow we're tied at the end here.
Yep. Or just roll a d6. Yeah. And that was it for tiebreakers, right? But I think we got enough different that I think we'll be all right.
No, I think so too. Yeah, we had a lot more different guesses than I thought.
I thought we would. Yeah. Yep. Oh, goodness.
Got all those silk in it. God, I hope you have to eat these stupid chips. I don't care about the game. I don't care about the game. I just want you to have to eat these god awful chips.
God, like it has like whoever loses and has to eat chips, they can choose what chip they want to do, but it can't be like no crappy Heinz ketchup. It's right. Fancy ketchup.
Us having the what do you mean won't be Heinz? Screw you.
Oh, especially you the game of the year difference.
Us having different guesses is going to make a big difference there. But no, screw you. The only ketchup that exists is Heinz. I'm from Pittsburgh. Remember?
That's true. But I just want to make it as easy as possible on us. Because God damn it. Oh, for the chips, it probably will be Ruffle chips.
I'm gonna juice myself up with some kind of drug so I don't have any taste of it. If it's me at that point,
I'll just show up with a clothespin on my nose or something.
And the other thing is too, once we know who loses this, you got a whole fucking week of thinking about this too. Bear that in mind. You got a whole week of this in the back of your mind.
God, just knowing it's coming. God.
If I lose, I'm banning Ellery. I'm not gonna lie. I'm banning them.
You're in a timeout. God. Should we get to people's fortunes?
Yeah, I suppose.
Here we go here. I'll go first. I get crumbs everywhere. All right. Okay. What do we got?
I went first last time. You go ahead.
Okay. Seek professional help when needed for your mental health in bed. That one really doesn't work.
No.
But yeah. If you have mental health, seek it out.
This one particularly would work quite well actually with the in bed.
All right. I'm waiting for it.
People find it difficult to resist your persuasive manner.
In bed.
I got that charisma roll, baby.
That natural 20.
Yeah.
God damn it. That's good. I like it. So yeah, that's it. Well, yeah, I don't think we'll be here next week.
You said you would not be here next week, so
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be pretty busy. I mean, if we both somehow talk to each other and are like,
if you want, together. I can maybe do one on Wednesday since you can't do Friday, but that's up to you. If we skip next week, we skip next week. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on, because we got some stuff to prepare for December.
Oh yes, actually, I'm glad you said that. We do have at least one, probably two, pretty exciting guests that we have lined up for the. I don't believe the 6th. Which one's it? Well, the 6th.
The 6th is the biggie. I mean, they're all biggies. I don't want to. They're all big.
Yeah, I don't remember. We were not having somebody on with the Game Awards, were we?
No,
Game Awards. He was going to be the week after, I think. Right? Okay.
Yep. Game Awards are just going to be us, I think. Because that's going to be. That's gonna be a long live reaction.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is gonna be.
I'm gonna be having like coffee hooked right up to me.
Yeah, you guys planning on chilling with us for that show because you'll get.
Yeah, but we're gonna have it live. Watch it.
Yeah,
And,
we're going to live watch, and no doubt live, sadly react one of us during the Game Awards,
So it
and
should be a good time.
we'll be able to
I'm
talk
gonna bring
about.
I'm gonna bring proper snacks just in case I lose. So I have like a bunch of good snacks.
Well, we're not doing it that
before.
day. It's the following.
No,
episode
but
we have
I
to
just
eat
want
them.
to get myself prepared.
So I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I win this contest, I'm totally gonna be in favor of like doing this kind of thing in the future. But if I lose,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
it. We're never doing it again.
No, I'm definitely down for it, but it's gonna have to not be chips and fucking ketchup. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah,
or maybe like something spicy and try to do the podcast while we're.
I would rather do that. I would rather do a hot ones than do the goddamn ketchup.
Hot ones, that'd be great.
Oh my God.
Gaming with hot ones. I like it.
Ellery, you might want to fly low for a little while because one of us is going to be shooting for you after we lose.
You know what's going to be hilarious is one of us. We lose, we try it, and then like, oh shit, I actually kind of like this.
I promise that won't happen with me. I promise.
I will act like I don't like it, even if I do like it. All right, yeah. So we got some stuff lined up for you folks in December. We're getting into the major leagues, and maybe we'll throw something together next week. I don't know. Maybe, probably not.
We'll let y'all know.
Fair.
I can't believe I just said y'all. I hate myself.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
I don't actually say that. Like, I actively go out of my way to like not say stupid like locational jargon, and I actually just did. Maybe I should just eat these chips and hopefully choke on them during the middle of the show and just die. That'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that's it. We'll see you folks week or so, with 2 weeks, probably 2 weeks. Have yourself happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. If anything, just eat lots of food on Thursday, because that's what I'm gonna do. And play what you want to play, watch what you want to watch, and have fun doing it, folks. Don't care what anybody else says, especially us.
Don't dip chips in ketchup.
Yeah, don't do it. If you show up at Thanksgiving with ketchup and chips, kicking you out. End of story.
Agreed.
All right, folks.
Agreed.
Take it easy. Thank you very much for sticking with us, folks. Have a good night.